Okay, so Ujj and Naini, a combined weight loss of over 55 kilos, I believe.
Yeah.
55 kilos, amazing. Let's rewind the clock though and take it back to our first conversation in October 2021. Remember it very vividly. I was sitting in this exact same spot. I think you guys are sitting exactly where you are now. I remember those three horses in the background. What were the series of moments that led to your trigger moment before getting on that phone call nearly 18 months ago?
Yeah, I'll start. So first of all, Akash, I want to start by thanking Naini for joining the program with me, because it was me like pushing her as well to join this program with me. I really appreciate that she accepted the challenge for 2022. There were a lot of ups and downs, like before, when I mentioned to her saying, well, can we do something like this? And she thought I'm crazy. Because the reason is 2018, we had a baby. 2020, you know what happened, like lockdown and everything. In 2020 as well, the bad thing happened, but good thing happened as well. So we decided to buy a house. So we bought a house in literally lockdown kind of thing. Work started for 6 months, and we moved in last year, or same sort of time last year. And the trigger moments, now coming back to the actual question now, the trigger moment has happened for me. I think so fitness and health was quite important for us for a long time. So just tell you the reason is basically family history. My dad passed away at the age of 59 due to cancer. My mom's got high blood pressure, sugar level, and all those kind of things. Being an Asian, eating like as you guys teach us, saying like fat, carb, load more fat, load more carbs, protein has no value or anything in our life. And I think so we realize, or personally I realize, is basically we are not on the right track. We're gonna be, another reason is we're gonna be 40 next year. Numbers got a lot of value in our life, I guess, but that big 40 was like eye-opening for us as well, because we had a family issue where one of my cousins passed away at the age of 40 because of the heart disease. My brother was in a hospital when he was 40. So that number was one of the trigger moments as well, saying why, I think so we're gonna be 40. If we don't look after it, it's gonna start giving us some sort of problem. It's like your car. Once it's past that 10, 15 years, you need to start looking after your car, your engine and everything, making sure, it's fit enough to go with the long term. And that was one of the trigger moments. Since we had a baby as well, so it's kind of thing like whatever we has been fed in, we can't continue the same way where we are going, it's kind of a generation of health as well, so she can understand, or we can give her a knowledge what we gain from you guys to her, so that she can decide.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. What I want to dig into there is, what was the moment where you just thought, right, something has to change? Because there's, we all know of people in older generations who had health issues, but we still have to do the work, right? And I know you've given Naini a big shout out for joining the program with you and helping you out. At the same time, she still had to do the work, right? So there's still an element for Naini having her own reasons for wanting to do this and committing to, an incredible transformation. And for you, there still has to be a light bulb moment. So what was your light bulb moments?
The main light bulb.
Right, I've got to change now.
The main light bulb moment was about getting 40 next year.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. It's like a personal deadline I did set up, saying I'm going to be 40 next year and can't continue the way I'm carrying on. And that's the main thing, is triggering moment and saying now, and then rest of them add up, saying saying I don't want to do yo-yoing kind of thing, change in 6 weeks and take photos and then back to zero. I want to looking into longevity as well. So that's the main thing from my perspective. And I came across one of your posts, one of my colleague, or not colleague, one of the person I worked with, and I saw his transformation. I was like, wow, can't believe this. And then I took a time to do an R&D on RNT, saying, well, is it for real kind of thing? And I took a time because there was a side project, my house was getting done and all those kind of things. I took a time to understand, went through most of your reading materials, a podcast. So it's like, before investing anything anywhere, you do your research and making sure, you're putting your efforts at right place. And then I took some time to do the research before I proposed the plan to her.
So Naini had no idea all this is going on. She just...
No.
So did you communicate any to Naini? What was your story on your side? So did you hear Ujj complaining about turning 40, or did he just come to you with a nicely defined proposal one day?
For him to convince me is just to tell him, you got to do it. You got to do it. That's it. That's where he tells me. But for me, my reasons were like, we bought a house, which made me really happy. It was like kind of, we were mentally, like we were kind of settled professionally and personally, and having a baby was happy moments. But that happiness just stopped where I started putting on weight, and I hit the weight of 70 kilos. And then I realized, oh my God, that's not the way I want to live my life. This is that kind of a load of putting on weight, where I just stopped looking after myself, because I thought, oh, I've got everything in my life now. So, but I was like kind of directionless, where to go. Should I look after myself then or not? I mean, I had no clues about it, to be honest. And then since there was a lockdown, so mentally I was a bit put off as well, because when you don't have any direction in your life and you're not clear what you want to do, since you're growing older, but well, that was one of the trigger point. And then when I realized that, oh, what am I going to teach my daughter? Like, if I don't know anything, then definitely I'm not going to be able to educate her that what is right and what is wrong. So this is not the thing what I need in my life. And then we had a chat with you in October, and Ujjwal just told me, just take up the challenge. And meanwhile, I realized, yes, if I do it, then definitely it's going to be really, if I commit to it, I'll give my best. I knew that is in me. And I thought that if I take up this challenge, then I'll never disappoint anyone. That was my own confidence. But that challenge, accepting the challenge, was like kind of, wasn't easy for me, because it wasn't going in my head easily. But yes, through this journey, I feel, yes, well, I've done great.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it wasn't on your radar then at all? You had these thoughts in your head, like, I've hit 70.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what happened. So when it came to her red, so I decided that we gonna do it or not gonna do it. Right. So my R&D was completed. Everything was like locked in, saying like, we're gonna put time, effort, and gonna do it. And it's a long-term plan. I think so. Probably not last year, 2020 Christmas time. We came from one of my friend's place, and I was drunk like anything, like, because it was a Christmas day, and we had a drinks whole day, and we came home at night or midnight. And as usual, went to the Insta, and all of your feeds started coming. And like at 12 o'clock or 2 o'clock at night, I started forwarding her like loads and loads of all of your transformation, like stories and, everything on from the Insta to her. And on 26th morning, and she was like, why you were sending me this, like, all of this transformation body, like, you sent me 30 or 50 of them.
Oh wow.
I was like, hold on, let me have a coffee and then we'll have a chat. and then we were having the coffee and I was like, the reason I was forwarding it to you, because then you can go through it, read through it, like, it's normal professional people like you and me, day-to-day job people, 9 to 5 people, parents, different age, everybody can look after themselves and transfer their body, not even by just following someone's structure. It's basically you are finding an institute or university, you are deciding where do you want to spend, where do you want to graduate from. And I'm sorry, but I was doing this research for like a couple of months. And I think so I have made up my mind, like, if you're ready to do it, then we're going to do it together. Otherwise, we're not going to do it. And that's how she came to know.
2 questions on that. First is, you said you came across me middle of the night, end of 2020?
2020 or 2021, I can't remember exactly.
Because we got in touch October 2021.
Yeah,
so what was the delay? Why so long?
No, each one of the nights, and the long time is basically because
we had few things going
personally
on.
like the house mood shifting.
Got it. And then the second question was, why did it have to be the 2 of you or nothing? If Naini said no to you, would you still be 30 kilos heavier right now?
Yes, definitely.
Why is that?
The reason is because we're married together for 12 years now.
Okay.
And obviously in this 10, 12 years, we develop the personality as well. Like in some of the points, she is stronger and she saying like, this is the right way, not the wrong, and I have to compromise. And the reason is basically just wanted her to follow the same plan as well, like to understand what I'm going through. And it's basically, I want her to learn as well, saying right, and then we can share the same knowledge with the little one. We gain the same knowledge, we support each other, because
I think that was the best decision ever we took that doing together.
I think it's great to do it together. Yeah, no doubt about it. But I was just curious to know, like, if Naini said no to you, why would you have not? Yeah, why would you have not carried on yourself?
It just is. If it's a work relationship, if it's professionally, then maybe I have. But because it's a person, every day it's gonna be in the house. And
I think I would be, if I had said no, then I would have been jealous of him. Seeing him in the best shape ever, I would have been regretting more. No, why?
Yeah, for sure. You may.
And I think so. Another reason is basically I don't want it to miss the boat, because it's like an intake. Like 3 months, I lost 10 kilo, and then she made up her mind saying, "No, I want to join." Then she will be 3 months behind.
Yeah. So what was you said you did a lot of R&D, so you're a very analytical person. What were some of your biggest skepticisms, and why in the end did you choose RNT?
I guess we've done a lot of yo-yoing in the past. So when we read your program, and then we realized that, well, we're going to get the support not only on the training, but also on the nutrition, where we lacked a lot, I would say. And then the program is more like kind of curriculum based, where you learn, educate yourself. And that was a kind of beauty of it. And since we have been married, we have been quite physically active when we go, like we have done, as I mentioned, yo-yoing, but we never knew that nutrition plays such an important part in your lifestyle, I would say. So eating right food has never been taught to us as kids. So we realized that, and I would say I'm regretting at the moment that if my parents had this kind of knowledge, then they could have passed it on to us, and we would never be D-shaped or never invited any kind of medical issues which we're worried right now. So that was kind of thing which we liked about RNT, that it's all about accountability, your learning, and the curriculum which is designed is just so amazing that you can relate that what you're lacking and the nutrition has, the way the structure is just fantastic, I would say. That was the thing we decided to choose RNT.
And the thing is, I always play a long game. And so I just wanted to make sure wherever I put my feet in, it's for long term and not the short term. And I get bored, I don't have any support, or I don't have the community I can ask the questions. Like before I sign up in October, I speak to a few of the RNTers on a Facebook to make sure, I'm putting my right time, because based on the R&D, because you provide most of the material for free. Everything is free, or most of the material. Like if someone goes through these 300-400 episodes, gains the knowledge, definitely. And even the reading material, everything is for free. So I was like, if everything is free, then definitely there will something will teach me. Like, buying the books is for free. Like if I want to do a doctor tomorrow, I can order a doctor book tomorrow, but I won't be a doctor tomorrow, right? It's exactly the same thing. I was like, I need to go and pay the fee at the university and get taught by the teachers, and then sit in an exam, which is like a final phase of fat loss, which we call it Wagela grind. And the convocation is basically a photo shoot. It's accountability. Convocation is not mandatory or anything. It's just your accountability. Like, if you want to do it, it's nice for you. It's the whole experience. And that took time for me to just go through and do the research, make sure, I'm putting everything at the right place. And another thing gave me 100%, like, I listened to your mom, dad, old podcasts, like when your mom and dad, when they were in 50s or maybe like, or your mom was in 50 and I listened to that podcast and I can remember, like, it's like, it's our parents' life, like, they're going out and the same food will be offered to them. If they can't eat, then they will get the takeaway and they eat another day, because you can't waste food. Doesn't matter if your body gets impacted, but oh, that's fine, just take a tablet, everything will be fine, but eat that food, kind of thing. And I was like, right, if they can do it at this age, definitely will be able to do it. Yeah. And that's why it took a bit of time for me first to do because a lot of things was going on, to the R&D kind of thing. And then I was just looking for the right moment to propose the business plan to the CEO, to making sure she approves it and both of us can join the plan. And another thing is, because, there is something about it that you can't just say, okay, yeah, pay the fees and start from tomorrow. Right, that's where another thing is, because most of the companies or most of the places, you pay the fees and start your diet from tomorrow. And I was like, I had to wait 2-3 months, which will give us a time to mentally prepare as well. And, if she has any questions, we can come to you, or she can do the R&D before, signing up, or you got plenty of time. That's why we had a call with you, like in October, 90 days, 80 days before. So I was like, Naini, let's have a quick call with Akash, and if you need a time, we still have 90 days or 80 days. You can do your R&D and I can help you, and Akash can help you to answer all the questions if you haven't. So that's why it took a bit of time.
Cool. So you got started January 3rd. What was the process like of getting started? What were some of the early big challenges for you in this effectively a lifestyle overhaul? We'll start with Naini on this one.
Right. Challenges were first, my fear. I had a fear that whether I'll be able to commit to the plan or not. But since when I saw the CTP plan coming in, it was like kind of an eye-opener. Oh my God, am I going to eat so much food and still lose weight? That was an icing on the cake. And I literally couldn't eat so much of food. But yeah, still, that was one surprise. And that fear went off, that, okay, well, I'm out of this fear now. The second challenge was the social criticism that we faced a lot. People commenting on us when we started losing weight, say like we were down 15, 20 kilos. And then people started giving us comments that you're not looking nice, you look older, you look weaker, you're not strong enough. And that was a bit daunting for us, for sure. The third challenge was when you're on a journey, it's never easy, but people will never understand what you go through. And if you don't stop following them, they would start treating you differently. So that was really challenging. We had a lot of social cutoffs because we don't drink. As such, I've never been a big drinker in the past as well. So, but then since we have chosen our life journey differently, then they start cutting you off from socializing. That was very challenging for us. But I think we have overcome that challenge. That is where you realize that, well, they're just your beer friends, or they're just your family when you just entertain them. They're not really friends, to be honest. That was really challenging. But apart from that, I think a little bit of cravings as well. That it's very natural when you are on the journey, you tend to eat this, that. But that was a learning experience. That now, if I crave anything, then yes, I can have a little piece. That's not a problem. That's not going to impact my journey or so. So that is what I've learned. That yes, it's very natural to have a little craving, but don't binge a lot. You can have a little, and then that's fine. So I think these were the main challenges which I faced.
Yeah. What about yourself, Ujj?
So for me, there is no challenges. It's always lesson learned, right? And we can move on. So that initially, I think so that it wasn't a challenge for eating or anything, because there was plenty of food for us in a CTP phase to eat. So there was some of the food I had to learn, I like it, how I cook it, and that kind of thing. So I learned it. Some of the physical challenges, like, because started doing steps along with your nutrition, your exercise planning as well. So like, how can I manage that exercise and plus my cardio? And so I need to work out those challenges or lessons, that how can I fit in my day-to-day routine, because till 2nd of Jan, it was foggy, everything was fog, and suddenly on 3rd of Jan, everything got clear, you got the blueprint. And I just had to learn to myself, how can I structure that blueprint in my life so that I can utilize my 16, 18 hours a day correctly, without a brain fog or decision fatigue. Because most of the time we used to spend time saying, oh, what are we gonna do, what we're gonna eat, what we're gonna shop, what exercise you fancy doing it, or which class you wanna do, or shall we go for, like, that's fine, the weather is cold, don't wanna go out, let's just sit home, order some food. But when we started the program, everything was clear. Like, suddenly it's become a bright and sunny. Path was clear. We had a direction. We had a guidance. So it just, how do I drive that car and make sure I reach to the destination early? Because my target, I think so, I want to add set for next year, January, when I got an email first time saying, all right, probably target weight, you'll be able to hit by January or so. Like, yeah, it's fine. I'm not in a rush. It's a lifestyle, and I want to make sure I implement it correctly so it doesn't get fed up and I'll be again yo-yoing in a couple of years' time. So I was like, yes, that's fine. But now, since I had a blueprint handy, like a Google Maps, I know motorways are clear. Why I'm driving at 30 miles an hour, I can go on 70 miles an hour. So that's the only implementation I had to do, which took a bit of time initially because it was a traffic in my brain. I had to come out from that A road to motorway. And as soon as I came on a motorway, we were able to cruise control, I think so.
You're starting to lose me with all these analogies.
Yeah. Exactly. We started to put it on a cruise control, and so that's the challenge. And apart from that challenge, definitely other challenges like social challenges, and all those kind of things, which was fair enough, because suddenly people don't like changes. Or if you are doing something till yesterday and suddenly you decided not to do it, obviously, personally as well, it's going to take a time to digest. Like, if, Akash, why are you not doing it? Do it today, cheat day kind of thing, and all those kind of things, which is fine.
Yeah.
We moved on, and yeah.
How's your dynamic as a couple been over the last year? How has it been going on a transformation journey together? I know this is very important to you. You've got a young kid. How old is your daughter?
She's 4.5.
Okay, so you got a young kid. How have you guys navigated childcare, being a parent, going on this journey, complete lifestyle change, jobs, both working as well? So you got a lot. You're juggling a lot. What was the routine, effectively, that you guys were following?
Right. So for me, I'm an early person. So
Yeah.
for me to manage things. So before my daughter wakes up in the morning at 6:30, I wake up in the morning at 4:35, and 5 to 6:30 is my time. So my half of the steps are done, like 5 to 6,000 steps, and my hour of training is done. Then I'm with my daughter. So then sometimes I go to work as well. But yeah, so it's been quite challenging. Thankfully, this year for 9 months, we had our family as well to support her. So that was a big help, because to entertain her and to spend some time for her, because she also realized that, okay, they're doing for their health journeys. We try to make her understand that, look, we need to do this to stay healthy and spend some good quality time with you. So she also, and the biggest win was actually when I used to do my cardio, she started doing it with me. So which is kind of really sweet of her. But yeah, we've tried a lot. So I work like shifts as well. So I start in the morning early, finish early. Then I get my own time for my workout. My meal preps were like quite straightforward. I never had a decision fatigue there, so which was kind of blessing for me and quite like easy for me, because I knew what I'm eating, so I didn't have to use my brain at all. So, and I didn't have to do a lot of prep as well, because it's all decided, which saved a lot of my time, and even with Aria as well. So I like tend to cook for like 2-3 days, and I also fed her the same food where she really enjoyed. And so this is how we try to balance. And for the school pickups and drops, we both shared it between us. So he usually used to go and drop her, I used to go and pick her up. So it was kind of challenging, but we did make sure that we wake up early and call it a day off early. And
yeah. Did you were you working out at home, or were you training at a gym?
No, I've been working at home actually.
So you train at home. So you go out and do your walks, then train at home, and then continue. Yeah. Okay, got it. And did that help you personally?
It did actually, to be honest, Akash. I never thought that I'll have these kind of strong muscles.
Yeah, you got some serious. When I saw the photo shoot pictures, I was like, I think she's got more muscle than Ujj.
I know. Yeah, it was
impressive, very impressive, especially your abs, very impressive.
I know, yeah. So I never had these kind of muscles. I never thought that I will be able to carry weights, barbells, dumbbells. But nice. Then I started. I would say I started with the bends, and I literally then I thought, wow, I'm getting stronger. Let me now shift to the weight. So I invested in 30 kilos of weight, and that really helped me. And then I think I've done well on training. It was like kind of quite good, and I'm feeling more stronger with it, having muscles and all. So and I couldn't do one push-up when I started in January, but now like 50, 80, maybe 100.
What, push-ups in a row?
Yeah.
As in what, on your toes or on your knees?
No, I mean on my toes. I can do
100 push-ups?
Yeah.
In a row? Oh, wow.
Yeah. In a row.
Not in a row. Like
oh, sorry, in a session. I was thinking in a row. So.
3 reps. 3 or 4 reps.
So she can do 20, 30.
Yeah, 20, 30 in a row. Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah. That's amazing.
Stronger.
Amazing. Hopefully you can do just as many, yeah?
My job is to motivate, make sure.
Yeah, you're the motivator on the side. Yeah.
Yeah.
You switch roles.
Yes, I have to. Now,
That's
going
brilliant.
to your
That's
question,
brilliant.
no, come on.
No, I was going to say that it's very, what you've described there is a great sentiment for many, especially women who are maybe feel a bit more, feel lack of confidence going into the gym or training with weights because they've never done it before. But you just described going from body weight to bands to small weights to then investing, and just as the confidence builds, you can start improving your training as you go along, and the benefits are there for the taking with strength, how you feel, and overall sort of energy that comes with lifting heavier as you go along. So I think that's really useful for especially women to hear.
Definitely, yeah. And I think so for me, the original question, how it has helped, definitely we've grown up in a relationship as well. Over the year time, we understand each other more as well. We are a bit more open and honest with each other as well. Like the reason we like to wake up early before the little one wakes up, so at least we get time so we can talk before we start our day, if anything needed to be discussed, kind of thing. Another thing is, like, as I said previously, we got the blueprints, like what to do and how to do it, so that decision fatigue gone completely, saying like what we're gonna eat, because you do meal prep, most of your food is ready, or at least some of your food, what you're gonna eat. It's kind of you're going to your favorite restaurant, and you don't need to look at the menu. You know exactly what you want, so maybe someone comes and you just ordered it, and it's the same way. It's in your fridge, put it in a microwave for 2 minutes, and you just have it rather than having. So you have that plenty of time in your brain which you can organize. Now, saying like why we are swapping the roles, drop-offs and pickups, just because you can do 2,000, 3,000 steps. Yeah. Go to the longer route, and maybe you'll do those 5,000 steps. It doesn't, and obviously it's a compound every day, saying like how you feel, and you keep on adding, and then when the weekend comes, you can catch up, or by the time half day is done, you've already done 7,000, 8,000 steps, kind of thing. And then you just need to work hard when you can, because I go to gym, and I still pushing Naini to come with me. So we just work out that hour, saying when can you go to that, go away.
So you alternate workout times. Do you do one day, she does another day? Do you train in the morning as well?
No, I go in the afternoon.
Okay, got it.
I go in the afternoon. She does work out in the morning. And the thing is, I go to school from 9 to 3. So we try to balance that way, 9 to 3. So like 2 steps. 4 steps. We did both stepper as well, which helped initially to do the steps. And now suddenly, I don't know, after 11 months, after a year, it started, because I stopped using my stepper, because I was like, it's too boring. Just
you talk about the climber, the one you climb up?
No, the treadmill. It's just
the
treadmill at home, but without the handle or anything. But they call it stepper. It's just good for the walking. The maximum it goes like 5 or 6 kilometers.
Okay, got it.
Initially, I loved it, but I don't know, at some point I was like, hey, it's too boring. Doesn't matter whatever weather is. If it's the rain, snow, anything, I started liking outside. So I stopped using it for 11 months. But now I'm getting that momentum back. I use stepper first in the morning while Naini is doing her exercise. So like that way we can talk, and I do a couple, steps.
Nice.
And again, I'm just going to repeat myself, because you're going to have that blueprint handy. You just need to work out. Everybody has 24 hours. How are you going to implement that blueprint? Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, how did you guys navigate cooking and nutrition? Were you guys using batch cooking strategies? Was it
well, I'll tell you,
daily?
I'll be honest with you. Me and Naini had different food.
Yeah.
She got like a whole year, and this is for listener as well, because you and your missus, your partner, is not going to have the same taste bud, same food, nothing. It's just like going to a restaurant, right? If you're living together, that doesn't mean you're going to eat same food. So I eat different food, and she eats different food. protein source is different because I have to convince her to try tofu and different sources of food, but she likes it. She likes it now. But now going back to actual question is basically how we prep it.
So who's cooking? Is it both of you?
He cook his food.
Yeah,
and I cook my
because
food.
I like my.
Okay, yeah. All right, okay.
I like my way, right? And the thing is, because you have limitation, not limitation, but you need to stay in the boundary. So I like the way
but like
the food
he
is.
on the path of veganism, and
Who is Ujj?
Yeah. And I like my I'm not vegan for sure. So he likes a lot of spicy stuff, and I cannot eat too much spicy. So he cooks his food and I cook mine. I know it's very hard for people to accept that, but well, that is
The thing is,
Yeah, whatever works, right? Whatever works.
But the thing is, again, Akash, it's, what is important for you, journey or destination?
Yeah.
Company, right?
Yeah.
Company is important. Like we are having a meal, grateful to God or whatever we say, that we can have a meal on a table, right? There are people, they're struggling for all those kind of things. So it's always my, thinking, it's having a company together, like 3 of us, 4 of us, family. It doesn't matter whatever we are eating. Why it bothers you, right? If I eat just a salad, I'm still great. I'm more than happy that we are at least we are together, rather than.
And the thing is, like, he eats different food, I eat different food. Aria eats different food as well. So we got 3 food.
Yeah,
different food.
We just batch cook. Sometimes batch cook. Depends on Sundays or weekends, or most of the time we have at least one source is ready, either salad or like carbs, fat or protein ready. So don't have to do. But now, recently, in the last couple of months, I have started doing the batch cooking, like 3-4 days. I cook everything, like on Sunday, spend an hour and get everything out of my way for 3-4 days. Naini started doing the same thing. And we do the same thing for little one as well, because, you learn and you try to implement the same thing for your family.
What's been the impact on your daughter with this whole journey? Because I remember there was a moment where you sent me a message with I think your daughter was she following on an exercise video, or is it dance, or was she training with Naini? I can't remember what she was doing exactly. But you wrote.
Yeah, she was doing HIIT session.
HIIT session, yeah, that's it. And I think you wrote something like, this is why we wanted to do this in the first place. And you mentioned generational health as an ongoing theme on this podcast. But what's been the impact on her? She's obviously only 4 years old, so it's still very young. But what have you noticed as an impact? Maybe Naini, you want to take this one?
Yeah. So I would say until 2021. We used to have in our Tesco basket a lot of crisps, a lot of chocolates and all. It's been about 3-4 months now that there's no crisp in the house. There is no chocolate in the house because we've started baking home food. And
more fruits and vegetables are coming in the house. Because as a parent, initially, we were a bit guilty saying, well, if we are nearly 40 and she's 4, okay, let her allow to eat. But then gradually we grown up as well along with the journey, saying, well, if we are not eating, it's not good for her as well. And we started teaching her, saying, well, you can have one, but you can't have more than one because XYZ reason. And she started understanding it.
Yeah.
Nowadays, if you offer her a chocolate, saying, well, do you want to have a chocolate? And she's like, no, I don't want to have a chocolate, but give me banana or an apple. So she's learning as well, and that's why we are really happy. And then one day I did send it to you. The video is basically Naini was doing probably her workout, and I went out for a quick walk. And I came back and I saw on telly she was watching she put on the HIIT session, which normally Naini does, and she was doing it, and I was like, wow, it's impacting her as well.
Wow.
I think And the thing is good, it's in early stage because, you know, we can mold her in quite early stage, so at least for longevity, it's good for her as well. Like she
Amazing.
And that's the best thing, yeah.
Amazing.
I
Naini,
used
you were
to
saying?
things as well. So whenever she comes back from the school, she would definitely tell me that, Mama, can you make me some boiled eggs? I just want the white egg. I don't want the yellow yolk. So that was like kind of, since she started, I think it's more that when your parents and when you see you doing the stuff, the kids
Yeah, the mirror.
cultivate that, yes. And it's now, I think now it has been 3-4 months. We haven't got any packet of crisps, so she really doesn't even ask for it. There were times when she sees other kids having in their lunch boxes or so, then she would ask, but now she knows that, okay, no, I'm just allowed to eat. Now she really likes the nut butters, which is like kind of good.
Yeah, peanut butter.
Peanut butter, almond butter.
She likes to put it on a rice cake, and she's like, "I can have it."
That could be
So,
amazing.
learning.
What about the process for you this year has been so effective?
So RNT process overall?
Yeah, the RNT process, yeah.
So the thing is, it is so well structured and it is well organized, I would say, because you have support also 24/7. Either you can ask question in your cohort and your coach is there, or you can ask a question on a Facebook group and you get an answer. So that's the easiest part. And I think so, it was more easy for me because I think I came with a mindset that, you know, I took my time before signing up and I was 100% clear. So like anything you do in your life, right, you need to have that mindset first saying, you know, I want to do it. I can't just jump in because someone else is jumping in, right? So first of all, you need to have that mindset and that vision saying what you want to achieve, kind of, you know, because you always about the blueprint and everything and what you want to achieve, where you want to go. You can't just start the car and say, yeah, let me go to X place. You need to have that plan and everything in a place, saying like how long you. So I think so the mindset was in a place, and they spend enough time to understand saying how it's going to work. Yeah, they're cool with you. So personally, there was no challenges. It's just a lesson learned. Saying, how can I improve myself to the next level? You won't believe, I started noticing, like so far in the years, I was walking differently, and I literally changed my walkings as well. Because the thing is, gradually you go on a journey, you started noticing about you're learning about yourself. You learn about your parents, you learn about your partner, family members, and everything. And I started noticing, saying, well, you know, my walks, I never bend my legs from the knees when I used to walk. You won't believe I used to keep my legs straight. And I was like, why every other day after legs day, I don't recover with my legs? Because, you know, especially because when I walk, I just walk like this. But ideally, most of the people bend the knees a little bit. And I started noticing, I was like, oh, something is wrong. And then I noticing, saying like, okay, let me start walk a different way. And then that was kind of, you know, saying, okay, so far in a year, I was just walking, like keeping my legs straight, never using them.
It doesn't sound very comfortable.
No, exactly.
Naini, you sure you weren't embarrassed walking with Ujj on the street?
He's a sprinter.
Yeah.
He likes to sprint.
Oh, really? Okay. That might explain the muscle mass then, yeah.
No, when I say sprinter, he went on a walk. So she likes to fast walk. And I was like, well, we are out for a walk for half an hour. It doesn't matter. We complete 3 miles, 30 miles. Well, let's just enjoy the moment rather than going like fast. Yeah. So overall, I think so. It has, going back to the question, it has really learning curve. We have grown together. I think so in the last 11 years, we haven't grown that much, which we have grown in this past 11, 12 months. The relationship has become a bit more stronger, kind of thing. Come more closer to each other. Life has become easy as well because you don't worry about certain things. You don't have that decision fatigue kind of thing. Though I had a decision fatigue, asking Naini what color of t-shirts he's gonna wear today, so I can wear the same. So I'm glad you're wearing the same. So you're all in the black. But yeah, it has become an easy journey, to be honest with you. I think so. Yeah, as a couple, someone wants to do it, kind of thing. Like, join with the mindset and the vision, kind of thing, and definitely you won't regret it. Anybody, if we can do it, anyone can do it. It's just that first step.
Like the curriculum as well, because the way it is structured and the knowledge which is being shared on the curriculum is just brilliant. Like you really, I have never thought ever that I would really know the fundamentals of combining certain things in your diet would impact and would definitely improve your health so much. I never realized that. So that has been a big learning curve on it. And also for me, I would say I have never trained so hard in the past. So, and every form check which I've done with the coaches has been a steep learning curve for me, that because I literally started from zero on the training, to be very frank and open. And now I'm at a stage where I can literally train myself for an hour and 15 minutes, which I never thought I would.
Amazing.
And the form, the support, what the coaches are giving, the way we interact with you openly, your availability, it has really helped us through this journey. So it has been a very steep learning.
Amazing. Question I love to ask everyone towards the end of a podcast is, how's the physical been the vehicle for you?
How the physical? Yeah. So again, as I said, that there is no brain fog. You have clear vision. Physical as a vehicle is basically what we want to achieve. Say in 2 years' time, we manage to achieve in a year's time. We have visibility of what we want to achieve kind of next year, where we want to go in our life, kind of thing. That's a main quick win, I think. So I would say as a physical has been vehicle, because again, I know you don't like it, but my analogy on life is a 4-pillar: physical, second is a mindset, mentally, third is basically spiritually. Doesn't matter how you want to be, like spiritually, and fourth is a financial. Like if you don't have physical clear, like if you got pain in your nail, wherever you go, doesn't matter, wherever you go, you always think about it. I've got pain in my nail, I've got pain in my nail. But if you're physically fit, you can achieve anything in your life. So you have that clarity and everything. So that's why it's one of the most important things is physically to be clear. So now going back to, this is speech with my 40 years, saying I'm gonna be 40 next year. Now I'm wearing clothes of 14 years old, 15 years old. So, there's a two different kind of an age, like a biological and other age, so hoping my other age is like a lower than 40. So longevity can increase as well. But going back to physical is a vehicle. Is if you're physically not fit, your rest of the 3 pillars will be not sustainable, and you will be able to achieve a lot of things if you make one priority in your life. Okay? Physically fit. You don't want 6 packs, you don't want photo shoot, you don't want anything. It's up to your choice, but make sure physically your car is 100%, which is your body, so that you can drive around, you can reach your destination, you can see stuff, you can do things which you want to do in your life, with your friends, with your family, with your loved ones. If your car is broken, what are you going to do? You're going to end up staying home, or call an Uber, maybe, or call an AA, which is like hospitals and things, and then end up you're changing the plans, and which you want to avoid.
What about yourself, Naini?
Well, the same. Like I feel more active now, physically fit, mentally fit. I've got a direction where I want to go, and I feel that before I used to get tired carrying up area was like 14 kilos, but now like even with 30 kilos, I never get so I think physically I'm getting stronger. So physical is the way to go for sure. And yeah, I think with a clear mindset, you can reach your goals. You can pen down what you want to do in your life, actually. So physical is the way.
And I got last thing to say. And again, you probably won't like it, but I believe you got.
By the way, I do love analogies.
Oh, thank you. So this is my last analogy for the podcast. It says you got to choose which house you live in, right? But you are given your body to reside in, so you need to look after that.
So what are the choices? What are the house choices? I thought you're gonna take it to the next level.
No. So that's what I'm saying is physical is a vehicle, basically.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
It's a main thing.
And I think we did get medical checkups done, and looking at the results, we were like surprised seeing.
Oh yeah? What were some of the results?
Yeah, everything was like optimal. So I mean, that just cheered up. I mean, a lot. That, well, yes, you definitely, when you work for something, you definitely get the results. So give your best, I would say, and look after yourself.
So another thing is, because when you're going to be 40 next year, there will be an MOT due with the doctors, because we had last year or so, we had some like a normal issue, and you asked for saying, can you do my doctors like will do your blood test, or your cholesterol is a bit of border or a bit high, but don't worry, you're still young, change your lifestyle. But what? Don't know, just change your lifestyle and we'll do your MOT on 40 and we'll guide you. What? Gonna give me some more medicines and then live your life. Don't change your lifestyle. You're telling me change your lifestyle, but what do you want me to change? I'm eating healthy, but the thing is, I'm not eating healthy and those kind of things. So that we just wanted to make sure before we get the MOT done, we do all of the blood checks and basic things done. I know, or we know, we are on the right track with you guys, safe hands and everything, because reducing the fat and reducing body weight is not going to harm anything, but just need to make sure the numbers are going in the right direction, come down. And
I was like gestational when I was pregnant, so it was kind of an eye-opener as well, but I need to look after myself. But yeah, I was kind of fascinated with the results when I got my checkups done through the journey, just to make sure that there's nothing popping up, which is kind of a surprise for me. So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So what almost kept you from starting this a year ago?
I think so. It was a personal choice, and a bit of took a bit of longer time to research, because I was a bit busy researching on the kitchen units and the toilet units, which one to buy and which one to put it in the house. Because in 2020 we bought the house, and then
Sorry, is this an analogy or is this real?
No, that's a real. That's a
real.
real.
This is real. All right, okay.
That's a real.
I'll just check it because I couldn't tell.
No, that's real. So in 2020, so the thing is, my personal issue, I need to improve. I like a lot of things at the same time. So, like, I don't like to say working on a one project kind of thing. I like to have a lot going on in my mind. And I like to work on everything. So that's why, like I was saying, that it took a lot of time, because we bought the house, and parallelly I was thinking about joining RNT and doing all of the research. I couldn't do the research on time that we could have joined in 2021 because of all of this house stuff and everything and going on, and they're looking at lockdown and builders and getting the
it was a stressful time for us, because we did aim to finish it early, but things just were not.
It was like a lockdown and material shortage and everything, and took a lot of time for us to finish that so that I can give. But the good thing was, because parallelly I was listening to your podcast, I used to run on the road and outside. I stopped doing it and I started doing the walks. saying, well, it's a less impact kind of thing. And I was gaining the knowledge as well at the parallelly, because that's the only an hour I can spend time. Otherwise, either work or getting the right treadmills in, getting the make sure materials in, builders are doing work, all those kind of things. It took a bit of time, and hence couldn't join a year ago. Otherwise, definitely we would have a call back in 2021, because I think so 2020 opened up a lot of eyes as well when uncertain things happen like COVID. And suddenly it becomes, even government started telling, look after yourself, do health and fitness, and you're only allowed to go out for a walk. And that I think so triggered a lot of things as well, saying, well, right, glad we are doing it, or we were doing it, or we are doing it, and we'll carry on doing it. So yeah, that's why I think so the main took a time to join us.
What about yourself, Naini? Like in that moment when you presented the proposal,
yeah, so
what almost kept you from thinking out that?
I came to know only from Ujj about RNT, to be honest, because he started sending me the podcasts and all. So then having a call with you was like kind of an eye opener as well, that okay, well, no, you guys are telling me it's good for me. So that is where I started digging deep into finding out more. And that after your call, I think I started doing 10,000 steps straight away. Okay, let me try. Let me just see how far can I go. That was my start and my kickstart to join from January. So I literally had not much, to be honest. I didn't have much knowledge about RNT until then. So since I trust him. So he goes deep into it. So I knew it. If he's going to find me something, then definitely it's going to be worth trying.
Amazing. As a closing sentiment, what would you say to someone who's starting their journey right now?
I would say trust the process, go for it, and the results are certain. Fall back is not certain, but results are certain.
And I would say, who started or who's starting, who still have that decision fatigue, anything, take your time, join with the mindset, have the goal and the vision in a place. And the first step is always difficult, which is joining RNT. If you are in, then don't worry about anything. You got plenty of food to eat. You have less decision fatigue. You got blueprints in your hand. For success, that is happened very less, right? You have support 24/7. You have coaches around you. So if you signed up, so you already have that mindset. Something else is stopping you to progressing, which you need to identify. Or you have support. People will help you out because everybody go through the same thing. And if you break it down again, like you have 28 meals in a week, 1 or 2, do a good choice when you go out. Don't use this cheat word or anything when you go out. Just do a sensible choice. Enjoy the journey. You're on a path, you are on a journey. Enjoy the company. Don't worry about destination. Don't worry about, anything else. Just enjoy your journey. And those who are still on the edge and thinking, ooh, shall I not? If you are doing R&D like me, that means you already got the mindset.
The courage, I know people are afraid that whether they'll be able to commit or not, whether they'll be able to take the accountability. But
everybody does. Everybody we are adults. Everybody's got accountability. If we can do it,
anyone can do it.
Anyone can do it, to be honest with you. So if you're already in the journey, just enjoy the journey, right? Don't cry about, oh, I can't do this. You got your own things. It's not like you have to follow, where you can mix and match and you can make sure it fits in your lifestyle. So enjoy the journey. Don't worry. Always play the long game. Don't worry that you want to do it in 3 months or 6 months. Don't go behind the numbers. Just enjoy the journey. If this doesn't happen this year, it's not the university that you'll be fail and you have to waste another year, but think about compound how much progress you have achieved in a year's time. Take it to the next level next year. Then third year, there is no stoppage. Akash not going to go anywhere. RNT is not going to go anywhere. Everybody's there. It's your own journey. Just take a step at a time. Enjoy the company. Enjoy the ride, and just trust the process.
And it's a lot of learning as well. So it's just really
Amazing. Well, you guys have absolutely smashed it in 2022. Hopefully, it's been your best year on record. Nearly 60 kilos. What's the exact number combined?
35 and 25.
Oh, it's exactly 60 kilos. I got it wrong at the start of the podcast. So 60 kilos lost in 2022, sitting in this podcast right here. So a truly incredible journey. If you haven't seen the pictures, the case study that's going with it, make sure you check it out in the show notes. You can see Ujj and Naini's transformation visuals, which are some of the most remarkable you'll see. So thanks for being so honest and sharing your journey, Ujj and Naini. I'm excited to see you guys go to the next level in 2023.
Cheers, Akash.
Yes,
Really
thank
appreciate
you.
the support.
Appreciate
and
your time and support.
thank you.